Let's do this. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is your morning mojo Friday edition, Red Friday edition. We want to remember everyone deployed. Remember all of our men and women around the world fighting for our freedom, as well as all of our first responders and other folks who make it safe for us in the places that we live. We will look out for all of them on Fridays and sending out love and well wishes to all of the people who sacrificed their time and put their lives on the line for all of us. There you go. That's what Red Friday is all about around here. Welcome to the Morning Mojo. If you haven't already, hop over to my YouTubes and my Facebook page, The Charging Station, your source for all kinds of positivity in this otherwise kind of crazy social media and internet world. You know what we do here? What we're trying to do here on the Morning Mojo is just put a little bit of positivity out there into the world, talk about something positive, maybe even give you a little something to think about and just something to kind of cast a little bit of light out there. And I am your host. My name is Trey. I do not have all of the answers, but I do feel like God put me here to walk with you side by side while we all try to figure it out. Some of you may know me as the trash talk guy. Yep, that's me. But anyway, and if you're new, hey, I appreciate you hopping on. First guest on this morning. Hey, via Facebook, we got Sue Jones in Cambridge. Which, by the way, Sue, I actually finally looked at a map and saw. I think I was thinking that Cambridge was just like a suburb of London. I didn't realize you're a pretty good ways away. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're on, dear. I love you. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that you're continuing to be on the mend. So, for those of you who are new, Morning Mojo's been around for a while in a couple of different iterations. Hop into the chat, whether you're on the YouTubes, you're on the Instagrams. I'm even over on the LinkedIn. And what else? Oh, Lord, y'all, we are on the TikTok. That's right. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but anyway, hey, so hop in the chat. These are great folks that we have following the pages, and just we try to create a little bit of a positive online community here. So, hey, so here's what's on my mind on this Friday. Wait a minute, am I in the middle? God, I hate. Sorry, I feel like if I don't get this right, it won't look later when the little thing puts out the little reel. Anyway, so here's what I'm thinking about today. Today I'm thinking about hope. Capital H to the O to the P to the E. Hope. Hope, hope, hope. Here's what I've been thinking about this week. I have several close friends in vastly different situations and in different parts of the great wide world um, that are in the middle of really tough situations. Now, I had a pastor say one time, and I thought this was pretty wise, is that you're either coming out of a really tough situation in your life, a storm in your life, or you are soon headed into a storm in your life. There's just no guarantee that things will always be smooth sailing, okay? So life is going to be what life is going to be. Hi, Eric. Thank you for hopping on, man. Hey, Christian. Good morning. So life is going to be what life is going to be. So you've either come through a storm and you're in a period of calm, and at some point in time, there's very likely to be another storm. The world that we live in by itself, y'all, right now is like its own storm that we're constantly being beset with. The world around us is pressing in on us, and then add all our personal problems and things like that. So I want to give you some encouragement. First of all, if you are a follower of Jesus like I am, then you know the Bible is full of hope. I mean, just about as many times as you hear somebody say, fear not, you hear, have hope, be full of hope. My hope is in you, God, things like that. Okay. Hope is full. There's all kinds of passages in the Bible about hope. And I think that for a lot of us, if you are followers of Jesus, you have hope, but it's still sometimes hard to find. It's still hard to find. This morning on my one of my little newsletters I get, because I get positive stuff. Listen, y'all, I fill my inbox full of positive things. I try to. one of the things that popped up this morning while I was already thinking about the fact that so many of us are struggling right now to find hope was a passage from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. For those of you who don't know, Marcus Aurelius, yes, he was a Roman emperor, but he was also a very, very prolific writer, and his book Meditations is full of his philosophy, which is based upon the study of the Stoics. And just, I'm not going to go too far down this rabbit hole, but the Stoic philosophy does not mean the Stoics were not devoid of emotion. It was about emotion not ruling your life. It was about making decisions not based upon emotions. So studying the Stoic philosophers is not a contradiction to your faith. Okay, studying the Stoic philosophers is like any other type of philosophy, and it is just a way of looking at things. So this morning, I saw a passage in Meditations from Marcus Aurelius where he talked about hope is like a spring springing up out of the water. It's fresh water. It's always there. If you're here in Tennessee, it is probably not coming up out of the ground. It could be, but a lot of times it's coming out of a crack in the limestone because we're so hilly. I think Tennessee is one big slab of limestone. But regardless, hope is a spring that's coming up out of the ground. It's fresh water. And we don't question it. It's fresh water. It's coming out of the ground. It's hope. And it seems to be, as they say, I think that's why somebody probably coined the phrase, hope springs eternal. Well, what's happening with us all right now, and at the time that Marcus was writing this, is your spring right now, somebody has come up and has dumped a bucket full of dung and mud on it. Wow, yucky visual. But follow me here. So that spring is still there, but the world has dumped a big bucket, a wheelbarrow, a dump truck full of dung and mud on top of it. The spring is still there. The spring is still there. So what we're called upon to do in times that we find ourselves in, whether your life right now is pretty good, but you're concerned about the world outside of us and all the things that we hear in the news and the media and all the things they're feeding us, or whether you are in the middle of one of your storms that are inevitable in your life, you've been been knocked off balance. Something has happened you weren't ready for. Right? That's the giant pile of dung and mud that has been dumped on top of the clear spring water coming up out that is hope that is coming up out of the ground. So, what do? You got to dig. You've got to dig because that spring of hope, that clear water is coming up out of the ground, and yes, there might be a ton of mud and dung on top of it, but you have to dig. This is where I truly believe, and I've heard this said several times, that hope is actually a choice. Hope is a choice. You have to choose hope. It means that as you're digging through all of the crap and the mud that is on top of that's pushing your hope down and it feels like there's no hope, you have to dig. You have to find that one little tiny, you dig out just enough to where maybe I can hear it. Maybe I can hear that trickling or I can see it. It might be a while before you can dig out enough to where you can actually drink that clear spring water that is hope. I'm telling you right now, get out your shovel. No matter what's going on in your world and the great world around us, I'm asking you to choose hope because the first refuge of the hopeless is to make everybody else feel hopeless. Do you not feel like sometimes that's kind of where we're at? Do you feel like the people who write the news and the people, quite frankly, some of them who are creating the news and the things that are going on, do you just feel like sometimes they just feel like, hey, if I can drag everybody else down and feel as hopeless as I do, maybe I'll feel better? No, misery does not love company. Well, okay, I think misery does love company, but it's a terrible philosophy to live by. So what I'm asking you today is, where's your hope? Where is your hope? If your hope comes from your faith, that's awesome. That's absolutely. If you're a person who maybe doesn't have faith, maybe that's not something that you've been gifted with. Your eyes maybe haven't been open to that. That's fine. Whatever it is, whatever your philosophy you live by is. If you don't have some type of philosophy you live by, whether you're religious or not, I do think that that's not great. But whatever the case is, look for those little tiny little trickles of hope underneath all the mud and all the dirt. Look for those and then cling to that because it won't always be this way. Whatever you're going through, even what's going on in the world around us, you've got to understand. Sooner or later, as the great philosopher, country singer Gary Allan said, sooner or later, every storm runs out of rain. I cannot believe I just looked you straight in the face and quoted Gary Allan, a country singer I don't even like. Anyway, anyway, it will not always be like this. It will not always be like this. Whatever's going on in your world, I promise you, get out your shovel, dig for a little bit of hope, find one tiny shred of something that you can say, okay, I got a little tiny drop of water here. Okay, maybe it means tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow this is going to happen. I'm going to see if I can make this happen. Whatever it is that's going on. Don't lose hope. When you lose hope is when you start making really bad decisions. It's when you start and I'm telling you, hope is a choice. Do not lose hope. Know that on the other side of whatever's going on are all those blank pages I told you about, we talked about on Tuesday. The rest of your life is going to be written and you're going to write it. You're going to write it, okay? On the other side of whatever's going on, there's hope. And that's what I want to leave you with today. When you're hit with these things, just hold on. Just hold on to hope. You can control your reactions. No one thinks they can, but you can. Whatever's happening to you, whatever you've seen on the news today that's got you stirred up, deep breath. Just know it won't always be like this. Find that little drop of water that is hope and cling to that. So there is my philosophical rumination for the day. Hey, I want to thank everybody for hopping on here. Hi, Eric. Good to see you, man. Hello, Sue. Oh, you Sue. I already said hi to you. Hello again. Hi, Raya. Hey, thank you, Raya. Like, here you go. Right there. Just saying. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, Bernardo. Bernardo, good to see you, sir. I got my first heckler in forever. This is from oh, never mind, I'm not even gonna dude, I'm not dropping acid, man. Hop off my channel if you don't like this. Rondo, good morning. Hi, Zoe. What's up, Christopher? Hello, Mr. Hahn. All right. There we go. Hey, thank you guys for hopping on. Hey, and if you hopped on live, great. I appreciate it. If you're watching this later, hey, maybe somebody needs just a little bit of positive in their life. If you don't mind, share the channel, share the page. You feel free to share this out across the interwebs. I'm kind of on a mission, just trying to spread a little bit of light in this otherwise pretty dark interwebs. The social media world can be really, really ugly. So just trying to be a source of positivity, y'all. Hey, one of the things we do on the Morning Mojo is I like to make sure that no matter what else happens for you the rest of your day, I want to make sure that you have somebody pray for you. So if you're not religious, or if I'm a follower of Jesus, if you're not, that's cool. Listen, I don't want to offend anybody. Thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you being here. If you want to hop off, that's great. Hope to see you next time. For those of you who are of a faith, or if you just want to hang out for a second, I would love just to pray for you today. God, I thank you so much for all the folks who are on here today. I thank you that you have given us a spirit of hope and not of fear. And, God, I ask you for all of us who are going through something in our lives right now, help us just dig a little deeper, dig a little wider to get down to that spring water that is hope, no matter how dark it is and no matter how much crap has been piled on top of that spring. We know that it is there. So, God, thank you for putting it there. It's in all of us. God, help each of us know that when the things come at us, we do have a choice. You did give us a brain. You gave us discernment, and we do get to choose. Am I going to let this crush me, or am I going to find a way through? Am I going to find that little ray of light, that little drop of clear water that is hope? God, I ask you to bless everybody who's on here today, even the people who don't seem to feel like what we're doing is important and want to make fun of us on here. That's fine, Lord. I ask you to bless them even more. Bless all the folks who are on here, all their families that are represented by them being here. And I ask you to gather us all again through the wonder of technology And I ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. There's your morning mojo. Thank you guys for hopping on. As I said before, if you I haven't done this in a while. I can do my crawler real quick. Here you go. Here we go. Okay. So, yes, please, as the kids say, like, subscribe, share, whatever channel it is that you're on. I do appreciate you guys being on here. We are sponsored by Plexus. And by sponsored by, I mean, I actually am an authorized Plexus representative. If you want to know more about how gut health can help improve your mental, physical, and even your spiritual health, let me know. Hit me a DM. I'll talk to you about the Plexus products that I've been taking since the beginning of the year and what a difference it has made in my health. So appreciate you guys hopping on. Everybody have a great weekend. Remember, everyone deployed and the folks that are out there standing in harm's way for us. And if you forget everything else, just remember that I love you. God loves you. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace.